Hello, fellow YouTubers. Welcome back to the Trouble 8385 show. So I watched Smackdown tonight, and it's been a rather interesting theme in wrestling in the WWE this week because both shows were rather short. Not much, like, a lot of long things happened, so not much really happened in per se the show. I mean, you start off with Randy Orton coming out bragging, and I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm kind of sick of the Randy Orton thing. I mean, he doesn't get the slack that John Cena does. He doesn't get the flack John Cena does. He doesn't have the hate, but Randy Orton doesn't lose to anybody, okay? This is one of my problems with Randy Orton. He's like the golden child of SmackDown, all right? He's going to be in every title match, I guess, till who knows when. And I'm kind of been sick of the Orton thing. And so I was actually pulling for Christian to ultimately be the champion. Like, maybe he learned from his ways, but now that's not going to happen. So, you know, Randy Orton comes out and he goes on his little spiel about how, you know, Christian's not here because he's too hurt, and I'm not going to whine like Christian. And then, so Teddy Long announces that there's going to be a 20-man battle royal. Whoever wins will be the #1 contender for the title. And after that's all gone, then Cody Rhodes and DiBiase show up. Now, for me, Cody Rhodes has actually done a turnaround, because when he first started on Raw and SmackDown, I thought, the dude's nothing more than less than a mid-carder. He's never going to make it. They're going to release him in a couple of years. And to be honest, I didn't like the dashing Cody Rhodes thing. But this new version of Cody Rhodes, for some reason, I actually like Cody Rhodes' character right now. I actually like that he's Intercontinental Champion. I wish they would bring the prestige back to that title. I wish they would have, like, the people who are going to be champion. That's who competes for the. I always have competed for the Intercontinental title, and I wish they'd get back to that instead of, you know, they kind of treat the Intercontinental title in recent years like they did the tag team titles. You know, okay, we're just going to make this person champion, and they'll be champion for, I don't know, 9 months a year, and then we'll switch over to somebody else. You know, the tag team division's been that way. We'll make some super team, somebody, slap them together, and they're champion for, you know, the whole year, and then we'll switch over next year. And Cody Rhodes comes out like this is a legacy reunion thing, you know. And he said that, you know, he won his title the right way, and Randy Orton had him a match specified him in order to win the title. And then DiBiase starts running his mouth, and then Randy Orton does his real quickly, RKO's him, and that ends it. And, you know, the other thing Cody Rhodes said, I don't know why I said Dusty Rhodes, is that he was going to win and that he was going to take the title from Orton. Which you knew it wasn't going to happen because he's the Intercontinental title. There's no way. I mean, the truth is, for those who are older wrestling fans, the Intercontinental title used to mean you would win the Intercontinental title as a step before they would start pushing you towards the title. And then they had the women's with Natalya and Alicia Fox and Kelly and Eve Torres, probably. I don't remember who her tag team partner was. And then at the end, you know, Alicia Fox got pinned and they lost, so Natalya got mad and did her, you know, the whole submission maneuver, and they said, oh, she heard another diva thing. It was like, okay, that was boring. And then you got to the 20-man battle royal, which is rather mild. It was mildly interesting. I mean, Mark Henry supposedly got thrown out already, not at the top rope, so he came back in. And what made me laugh was at the very end, it was Sin Cara versus Mark Henry. And you're like, there is no way Sin Cara was going to win this match. What was funny, the funniest thing in the match, while those two were battling to who would win the battle royal, was at one point Sin Cara jumps off the top rope, and somehow him jumping off the top rope completely took Mark Henry down, which seemed kind of weak to take Mark Henry down, but nevertheless, in the end it went back and forth, and in the end Mark Henry threw him over the top rope, and Mark Henry was the #1 contender. And he walks into Randy Orton and goes, I smell fear. And I was actually happy it was Mark Henry, because one of the things that's bothered me, like Kane, it took Kane 10 years before he won the Money in the Bank and got back to being champion. I don't believe Mark Henry ever won a championship, but if he's being as dominant as they say he is, he should have a championship, you know, a chance at the championship. I would actually like to see him win the title, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. We're going to have Randy Orton champion. They're going to build up as, if they do the old storylines, which I don't know if they're going to or not, it would be Mark Henry destroys Randy Orton from now till the pay-per-view, and at the pay-per-view, Randy Orton beats him and stays champion, right? That's probably how that's going to go. But I thought it was cool that Mark Henry is now the #1 contender, and we'll just see where that goes. Not as exciting as a Raw storyline, but nevertheless, it was cool to see someone different getting a chance for the titles, especially someone who hasn't won it. So, that's all my thoughts on SmackDown. So guys, until next video.